What's up, YouTube? Back at y'all with another video. And this video I want to talk about balance. Alright? Balance. Something that all our ancients tried to tell us about. You know, when you look at ancient scriptures, texts, religious references, you look at hieroglyphics, ancient paintings, sculptures. If you pay attention to detail, you'll notice the striking resemblance with a constant battle going on between good and evil, right? And somewhere in the middle there is balance, right? Now, let me start off by saying all religions are based off of astrotheology. I'm not making this up. You can look it up for yourself. It is based on the natural order of the universe, the cosmos, the planet, the sun, the moon, stars, all of these things, constellations. And if you didn't know, Jesus is a representative of the sun. Most deities are representative of the sun, and the evil deity is a representative of the moon. Alright? Because when you look at society and how it's formed, yes, today we have structures, we have houses, we have buildings, we can run away from nature and feel safe in. It wasn't always that way. Alright? And even to this day you can still find indigenous groups, you can still find African tribes, all kind of tribes from around the world, Somalian, you name it. They're out there. And they live in nature. So one thing they associated with evil was nighttime. When the moon came out is when all of the predatory animals came out, all of the unwanted insects, scorpions, snakes, you know what I mean? Everything came out at nighttime to hunt, to feast. And we aren't exempt from the rule. We aren't. So everything that had to do with, you know, something being evil or demonic was associated with nighttime or darkness. Alright? Everything that had to do with life and nature had to do with the sun. So when you look at the Bible, you see, oh, okay, Jesus walked across the sky in 12 steps. Yeah, it's called the 12 constellations, right? He had 12 disciples who are ultimately representatives of the 12 constellations. Alright? You look at society, we have 12 hours in a day. Well, 12 hours, two sets of 12 hours in a day before the cycle repeats itself. Right? You go to school, you have to graduate in the 12th grade. If you go to rehab, it's a 12-step program. Then, if you turn around, you look at the number 13, 13 is associated with being evil. Alright? It's considered as being evil. That's why you look at high rises, apartments, hotels, or whatever, they take the 13th floor out. It goes straight from 12 to the 14th floor. I think it's a myth behind that. Well, I mean, really it is, but like in one of my other videos I told you about symbols. Symbols mean something to those who are using them. It's a reason they don't put a 13th floor on there, because that represents the end. Alright? After 12 comes 13, there's no more cycle. That's the end of the cycle. It won't repeat at 13. Right? So, back to my point of balance. All religions are based off of astrotheology, which is the natural order of the universe. We have what you call an ecosystem. Alright? An ecosystem is a system in which organisms interact with each other, right? So that they can sustain a perpetual balance in nature. Alright? So with that being said, we all know that we live in a society that's ran by a group of people who don't give a fuck about balance. They don't. They cut down trees, imprison animals, kill animals for leisure, for pleasure, eat animals, in which we shouldn't be eating anyways, because our body doesn't even properly digest meat. Just doesn't. These are facts. You can look it up. Our body doesn't properly digest meats. Where you think all these diseases and shit come from? Not only is it the meats, it's the chemical process in which they give us the meat, in which they make the meat. So, balance. Everything in nature has a certain balance to it. All the animals and insects, reptiles, sea creatures, they all play a role in this ecosystem. Everything, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything plays a major role in the ecosystem. And harmonizing all of the living organisms on this planet. Right? That's what religion is trying to tell you motherfuckers. Excuse my French. I had a comment on one of my videos with a nice older lady by the name of Lorraine, and I promised her that I would cut back on the cussing, so that's exactly what I'm trying to do. All right. So Lorraine, this video is for you. All right. So, balance. You look at Egyptian religion, they had Ra and Set and Isis, Osiris. You have, in Christianity, you have Jesus and the devil or Satan. Chinese people have the yin and the yang, right? All of these things mean something. They mean that there's a balance that we must live by. When spring and summer comes around, the springtime, the bees pollinate trees and plants. They pollinate them so that they can reproduce, so that they can give us fresh vegetation, right? You have insects, you have ants, roaches, who naturally will eat our waste. If you throw a chicken bone out right now, what's going to happen? All the insects are going to come and flood that chicken bone. Eat it down to the last drop. You have animals like pigs who eat anything. Our universe gave us a garbage disposal system. It gave us food in which we can eat so that our bodies can grow. It gives us light. It gives us stars so we can navigate. You know, before we had technology, modern technology. It gave us everything that we needed to sustain life. And the group of people that controlled everything has offset that balance for thousands of years. So when you look out in the world and you see mass murderers, rapists, and all kind of shit, it's because it's a balance that's supposed to be kept, which is gone. There's no balance in society. It's not. And, you know, the powers that be, the elites that's in charge, would like us to believe that, oh, the planet is overpopulated. It's too many people. Is that so? Last time I checked, there's 7 billion people on this planet. And you can fit all 7 billion people in the state of Texas alone. Yeah, it might be a little tight spaced. I mean, it might be the size of a small bedroom. But it could be done. Texas doesn't make up 5% of the landmass of this planet. So if you could fit everyone on the planet in less than 5% of the landmass on the planet, you really think it's overpopulated? Nah. That's why people die every day from natural and unnatural causes. That's a balance we can't get rid of. Nobody's going to live forever. But you look around and you see rivers running dry, the ocean levels rising, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes on another level, a different scale than what you ever seen before. That's because balance has been stripped from the world as we know it. And the people responsible don't give a fuck. They are old ass, rich ass white people who are going to be dying soon. They don't give a fuck about the state of this planet. Trust and believe. They don't give a shit. Because the only thing that gives us life on this planet is the sun. It's responsible for giving you all the life on this planet. Point in fact, when wintertime comes, when fall and wintertime comes around, what happened? The days get shorter, the sun is out less. So what ultimately happened to the trees? They die. Plants, vegetation, everything on the planet dies. And I find it very weird that the people that's running this planet love that weather. Then when summertime comes around, everything on the planet blooms again. It starts to sustain life again. Not only for plants, but for melanated people as well. We absorb the UV rays from the sun. It gives our bones vitamin C, make them much denser than any other being on this planet. Balance. Balance. You can point the finger, you can blame it on, the fumes we put out in the air from factories, and, the waste that we're dumping in the oceans and landfills, in which all of those do play a major factor. But the one thing that plays the biggest role in this disproportionate balance we have, disproportionate balance, the main factor is this. Because we don't even understand the balance of nature. A lot of people that probably watch this video won't get what the fuck I'm saying. They just won't. And it's sad because, honestly, it's a human trait that we really only focus on us and our life and what's happening in our lifetime, and won't give a shit about what happened to this planet after we're gone. It's just a fact. It's not our fault. We've been taught this. We've been taught, hey, you gotta go get out, get a job, and do what you gotta do for your family. You know what I mean? Don't focus on this, focus on that. Right? So somewhere along the line, whether it was the last 100 years or the last 1,000 years or the last 10,000 years, we've lost touch with the balance in the universe. And we got to gain that back if we want to keep this planet. Because if not, it's going to be it for the human race. Just trust and believe this planet isn't going anywhere. Like George Carlin said, this planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas and begin to produce another species that'll probably dominate the planet. It's a fact. So the ancients of this world were not trying to tell us to pray to an imaginary person in the sky or a equally powerful, evil God below the earth. That's not what it was about. It was about finding balance somewhere in the middle and keeping it. It can't be summertime all year round. It can't be daytime all year round. Everything can't live forever. There has to be a balance there. Alright? So, that's pretty much it. I would like y'all to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers so I can go live for y'all. If y'all could please just subscribe, help me get 100 subscribers. It would be very, very much appreciated, and I will probably do a giveaway if I reach 100 subscribers. Yep, that's right. I'll let you know more about that later. But for now, peace, y'all.